everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are wearing Miss Swift because I'm still reeling from my experience at the Eras tour. It was absolutely incredible, and for every person who wanted to go and was not able to go, I screamed and lost my voice for all of us. So I just wanted to make that very clear. We love Taylor Swift in this household. You know what we also love in this household? We love LGBTQ plus people. Today, I thought I would do some book recommendations that I love, that I think you should read for Pride Month, as well as sharing some of my June hopefuls in TBR. I don't really do a set TBR because I'm such a mood reader, but I do want to make a conscious effort this month and every month to read diversely, especially this month to read mostly LGBTQ plus stories. Am I going to recommend books that I've read and loved that are LGBTQ plus, but I'm going to share some books that I haven't read that I've heard are amazing. If you have a favorite LGBTQ plus book, please let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for more books to diversify my bookshop. I'm just so excited for Pride Month. I just want everyone to know that this channel always is a safe space for anyone of any identity. Hopefully when I post this, it'll be like a few days after June, but I'm not sure yet. The first set of books I'm going to be recommending today are YA romances that I've read. So many of these are honestly some of my favorite books I've ever read. I just love them so much, and I don't hear enough people talk about them. The first book I'm going to recommend is She Gets the Girl by Allison Derrick and Rachel Lynn Lippincott. They are both wives in real life, and they wrote this book together. This was Allison Derrick's first book. Rachel Lippincott is famous for writing The Lucky List, 5 Feet Apart. I know there's another one, and I know she has a new book coming out, as well as Allison. She Gets the Girl is a YA set in the transition of going from high school to college, which I really appreciate. I don't feel like there's enough books in the YA genre that I've read personally that focus on the transition going to a college setting. This follows Molly and Alex, and they meet during freshman orientation. They come from very different, lives. Alex is very much a survivalist, and she is very independent, very self-sufficient due to her background of having to take care of her alcoholic mother. So this does deal with some graphic and heavy depictions of alcoholism and strained parent relationships. So if that is something you don't feel comfortable reading right now, I would say wait, but it is so good. Molly wants to reinvent herself. She realizes one day at a college party that her crush from high school is at the same college. Molly really wants to get closer to her, but she's very shy, very timid, whereas Alex is very blunt and very straightforward, confidence to the point. Alex decides to help Molly get closer with her crush. Molly will put in a good word to Alex's situationship back home. So she needs to prove to her girlfriend back home that she can make other friends, that she's a good person. And during this time, when they get to know each other and help each other, they end up falling for each other. And it is the cutest thing. I have butterflies every time I think of this book. The next book is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. This is my first YA rom-com that, it's not even a rom-com, I would say it's like a contemporary romance. We follow Morgan, who is a track star up and coming, and she transfers schools to this new high school after facing some homophobia at her old religious school. And on her first day of school, she meets Ruby, and one day while Morgan is running to school, Ruby is not paying attention and literally almost hits Morgan with her car. What a great way to have a meet cute. They don't like each other at first, but they have to work together on a school project, and they start to build up a friendship, and that leads to more feelings being presented. Not only does it have the discussion of finding your identity and everything, but it has a great representation of someone who is fighting their feelings and going through the process of having internalized biphobia. Ruby is bi and Morgan is a lesbian. The journey that Ruby goes through combating her internalized biphobia from all that she's learned from her mother and just everything that she's ever been taught about liking girls and LGBT people, you really see that compared to Morgan's family, who's very supportive, very open. Not only do we have biphobia coming from Ruby, who is figuring out her emotions, but we also have biphobia coming from the other partner, which I think is really interesting to see and such a great character study. Literally, if I had a song to describe Ruby as a character, it would be Matilda by Harry Styles. I just highly recommend the book if you're looking for like a fluffy, cute rom-com, not even rom-com, contemporary romance with some themes of like mental health and some heavier subjects. And the next book I have to recommend is Right Where I Left You by Julian Winters. This one I got from the library, and it is about two boys who are childhood best friends. They have been wanting to go to this convention, kind of like Comic-Con, forever. They've been saving up money. They've been so excited to plan it out. One of the boys, who is supposed to get the tickets, gets distracted and ends up not getting tickets. They are worried that them not getting tickets is gonna like strain their friendship and everything. We also have a lot of family friend group in this book where people meet people and you get to see a lot of side characters with different identities, a trans character, a non-binary character, a lesbian character. Two of the main characters are bi and one's gay. Not that it matters, but I know a lot of people like to know what representation is in books. This follows them going from friends to lovers. It's more of a character study book. Like the romance is definitely a subplot and it's very slow, but it's very cute and very subtle, and it just feels like a summer day. I loved the characters. The ending for me and how the conflict was resolved was kind of iffy, because I do feel like too much blame was put on one character. Overall, if you're looking for a sweet rom-com, I would definitely recommend Right Where I Left You. Now I'm going to go into the books hopefully I will read during Pride Month in June that I've been wanting to read or looked at either through my library or just in general. And if you have read these, please let me know your thoughts and let me know any more recommendations to add to my never-ending TBR. First book I hope to get to in June is Small Town Pride by Phil Stamper. I got an ARC copy of this book before it came out, but I didn't get around to reading it, so I'm really excited. I want to get back into middle grade, and I feel like this is a great place to start. So this story is basically about Jake, who is a middle schooler, and he is from this very small town in Ohio, and his family and friends are very supportive of his identity and everything, but his small town was very conservative. After Dad is seen hanging a pride flag on their doorstep, they get some complaints in the community. Jake decides to want to plan his hometown's first ever Pride Festival. It's a journey of acceptance and identity and love. And while planning this Pride Festival with their friends in the town, Jake also starts getting closer to the mayor's son. I think it's going to be really cute. I've heard some people talk about it, but I have not heard a lot of people talk about it. So I'm very excited to see where I stand on this book. Next book that has been on my list ever since I saw it in my library and just in general because the cover is so intriguing and stunning is Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart. They also wrote Sugar Bane. I've just been wanting to read this book because when I first started reading, I was really into literary fiction and I want to get back into it, especially when it's set in like the 70s, 80s, LGBT, like just that history to me is so fascinating and raw. So our main character, Mungo, meets this man named James, and Mungo is Protestant and James is Catholic, and their situation and where they live that has a lot of gang violence and a lot of secretion of gay bars and everything. They should be like very conflicting forces, but they end up falling in love, and it goes through their journey of meeting and building a friendship. Also, it deals with a lot of social commentary about not only as like a masculine representing individual, but as a gay and LGBTQ plus individual, and just anything that deals with like a love story and social commentary over long periods of time really gets me. I've been very intrigued. One of the next books on my list I've had on my list on my TBR since before it came out. I loved the original cover, but it came out with a new animated cover, and that is Fresh by Margot Wood. Follows a person named Elliot, and they are going into their freshman year of college, which again, I love when books are set in college. There's something about that time and that identity experience that I just like reading about. It goes through their freshman year of college where they're finding out about their identity, and they meet their RA, and them and their RA kind of have like an annoyance to friends to lovers relationship. Just so excited. It looks so cute. I'm very excited to read it. The last book that I'm going to be mentioning in today's video is one that was very popular on TikTok when book talk and social media really started becoming a thing. It's kind of died down in recommendations, but I still love the cover and I'm so intrigued every time I see it, and that is Fears War by Nina, oh my god, Galatia. I swear I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't even know what it's about. All I know features a lesbian sapphic relationship, and that is all I need to know. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I know it's something along the lines of one of the girls is a servant, I think. I don't know, but I'm really excited. Those are all the books that I have today. I hope you enjoyed this little recommendation and TBR video. Excited to come back and tell you if I read these books, but I'm really excited for Pride Month. Hope you all have a great day and happy Pride Month.